And now we will have our welcome remarks by Mr. Christian Mirage, Manager of Capacity Building and Program Financing. Without further ado, I would like to invite Mr. Sheldon Thomas, the Marketing Manager of Eximbank, who will deliver the overview of the Eximbank FOREX facility. Thank you so much, Mr. Thomas.
Morning, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, let me say thank you to the team of exporTT for putting together this excellent seminar this morning. We at the Eximbank understand the challenges that manufacturers and exporters face, and as a result of us being a state enterprise, we are looking at every way possible to assist in helping you alleviate the foreign exchange challenges that you have. I'm extremely excited to see so many of you here this early morning. It means then that this is as important to you as it is to us. All right, so let's get into it. Does everyone see?
Let's take off one more. Yeah, that's beautiful.
Right. So let's do a little historical perspective as to who the Eximbank is and what it is we represent. Now, the Eximbank came out of what was Exico, the Export Credit Insurance Company of Trinidad and Tobago, which was formed in 1973, and by an Act of Parliament in 1997, the Eximbank was formed. Now, the Eximbank is a wholly owned state entity, which means it's owned by the government of Trinidad and Tobago, and by extension, you, the people of Trinidad and Tobago. So the funds that are being managed by Eximbank is our money. So we have to manage it wisely, we have to manage it prudently. The Export-Import Bank of Trinidad and Tobago Limited offers the following trade finance services: export credit insurance, raw material financing, factoring and discounting, asset financing. We also have a business portal called madeintnt.com, and the reason we're here this morning, the Forex facility. Now I'll just go into a little bit as to the services that we offer, so you can have a perspective as to how those services work. The export credit insurance is an export credit insurance facility that allows you as an exporter to safeguard your business against certain risk. That risk can be translated through the non-payment of invoices. It can be translated through loss of goods while your container or your stuff is being shipped. And we have a product that is available that will allow you to mitigate against such risk. That is the export credit insurance product. Our raw material financing facility is a facility that allows you to be able to purchase raw material that is going to be used in inputs for a finished product. Now, those facilities that we offer are offered in US dollar currency, euro currency, and TT dollar currency. However, what is key for you to understand is that whatever currency that you decide to take the facility in, it has to be repaid in that particular currency. So if you take a US dollar loan, you have to repay it in US dollars. If you take a euro dollar loan, it has to be repaid in euro dollars. Likewise for Trinidad and Tobago dollars. It means then that once you have taken on the responsibility of taking a US or a euro dominated facility, you as an individual, as a company, supposed to be exporting at a particular level in an effort to generate the income that is required to service those facilities. Our factoring and discounting facility is one that we offer, whereby we would discount your invoices between 85 and 90%. So once you have gotten an international sale and you come to us and you say, hey, I have just sold roughly $100,000 worth of goods to China, to Dominica, we would in turn look at the invoice and discount it between 85 and 90%. So we will give you between 85,000 and 90,000 up front in the form of a short-term loan facility, minus our charges, and wait for your client to pay us on the back end, which allows you to have the necessary cash in advance to continue your operations and maintain some level of cash management. Our asset financing facility extends not just to physical building construction that is required for you to facilitate more exports, but also we look at equipment financing. Those pieces of equipment that you may need to purchase in an effort to increase your production capacity to drive exports. Our product portfolio is designed to facilitate trade and export expansion. Our business portal, which is madeintnt.com, just by a show of hands, is anyone here familiar with it? Okay, well, not from exporting. But the portal was created in 2015, and it is designed to facilitate those companies that have a product or service that is exportable. We at the bank look at taking your company information, your product information, and placing it online, and creating a platform that will allow international buyers to access your product or service. The objective is to be able to create a platform similar to Alibaba.com and to Amazon, whereby we can have an e-commerce platform relatively available in about a year or two to be able to facilitate a certain level of trade on the platform. And the Forex facility, which is why we are here today. Now, the question may be asked, why the Forex facility and how the Forex facility came about? During the budget presentation of the Minister of Finance for the fiscal year 2018, he announced that the Eximbank would be made the authorized distributor of foreign exchange to local manufacturers. The figure that we were allocated initially is $100 million US. That funding has already been provided to the Eximbank, so the funds are readily available to be purchased and to be utilized by exporters. And I'm going to repeat that word, by exporters. Right, this remained a bold export-driven initiative which was launched in May of 2018, which has been made this year. That is when we launched the facility, and the facility actually started distributing funds in the month of August based on certain requirements of the Ministry of Finance. Now, to date, the Eximbank has successfully supported over 42 export manufacturers within the sectors. And these sectors extend from chemicals, food and beverage, plastics, and packaging. Funds distributed to date are roughly or approximately $2.1 million US. Now, when you compare that to the fact that we have $100 million to distribute, I don't find that figure is good enough. It means then that the persons who are sitting in this room are not accessing the facility and making the necessary applications for whatever reason. And that is why we're here today, to clear up any misconceptions that you may have, any questions or concerns you may have with regards to the facility, in an effort to stimulate that level of interest and to create the necessary demand that will drive you to access the facility, purchase raw material, increase your exports, and earn a significant amount of foreign exchange. Now, the big question could be asked, what is the criteria for this Forex facility? And it's quite simple. The facility is available to established and existing manufacturers who are currently exporting or have a confirmed export order. Established and existing manufacturers who are currently exporting or have confirmed export orders. Confirmed. Secondly, startups or fledgling manufacturers with confirmed orders will also be favorably considered. So we're looking at startups, we're looking at established manufacturers, we're looking at existing manufacturers. So the catchment pool is extremely wide to facilitate as much manufacturing companies as possible. Small to medium-sized companies with an annual sales from TT 50,000 but not exceeding 100 million are eligible. Flexibility would be considered based on export percentage. Now, by a show of hands, how many companies here are generating in excess of 50,000 but less than 100 million? Wonderful. It means then that by the end of today, we should have applications for everybody. All right. Another important note, the clients must agree to repatriate all funds obtained from exporting activity utilized by this new facility through the provision of financial records and other information that the bank would consider applicable. Now, this is a question that we have been asked on numerous occasions. What do you mean by repatriation of funds? It is no surprise that we have been having some challenges as it relates to Forex within our country. Unfortunately, there are persons who would acquire the necessary foreign exchange and take it and house it overseas, and that in itself creates a problem for everyone. Part of the reason we're looking at the repatriation system is to ensure that there's a certain level of funds being returned to the country. Those funds are going to be utilized on an ongoing basis. It's part of the process of utilization that will allow us to re-inject capital into the fund and allow the fund to continue to grow and to sustain itself over a period of time. So we're not looking for persons to just come in and take the money and put it outside in some foreign bank account. That is not what we're looking for. We're looking for persons to invest in Trinidad and Tobago, invest in themselves, and invest in their company. Clients must agree to wire transfer all funds to international suppliers based on confirmed client orders and invoicing documentation. Another important note, the Eximbank does not deal in cash. So we don't operate like a traditional commercial bank, in the sense that you will not be able to come to us and obtain cash in terms of the US dollar currency or euro dollar currency for anything that you're looking to do. All our transactions at the Eximbank are done via wire transfer. So if you have a client that is based in Germany and you're looking to purchase the US dollars to be able to facilitate raw material from your client, from your supplier in Germany, we would wire transfer the money to your supplier and allow your supplier to ship the goods to you within a timely manner. So there is no cash transaction at the bank. Right. So in terms of the overall concept and the operations of the facility, it is quite simple. You log on to the website www.eximbankt.com. There's the icon there on the products that will allow you to download the application form. What we have done this morning is also provide an application form in the package that you have. And once you fill out that form and return it to us with the necessary information, we can start the application process, the adjudication process, and within roughly, I think it's about 14 days, which is what we've gotten it down to now, we would be able to advise you accordingly as to the quantum and the time frame in which your funds will be made available. The objective is to not make it a lengthy process, but to make it as short and as smooth as possible, allowing you to be able to execute what you have to do within a timely manner. With regards to the application form and going through the application form and the process, my colleague, Mr. Kevin Tanya, will come in and provide you with the necessary information on that. But what I would have done is to be able to give you an overview as to what the bank does, the product portfolio that we offer, and an overview as to how the facility came about and how it works. The details of which, in terms of the application form, the application process, we will now get into that. So I would encourage you to take out the application form that is in your package. Did I get one? Well, that's fine. You'll get one. Yes? Everyone has a phone? You over to Mr. Tanyan, who will go through the details of the application process and the required documentation.
Great. Thank you very much, Sheldon. My objective this morning is to help you to understand why and to add clarity to the application process. Sheldon would have done a great job of giving you an overview of why the Forex facility is here and what we want to achieve. Now, let me just jump straight into it, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm hoping you don't mind if I walk around a little bit because I want to help you all to understand why. So excuse me one second. Hello. Right. So let's just jump straight into it. So we have section A, right? Now at the top of the form you would have the usual registration information. So we have our dates, the name of the business, the BR number. So section A we have the key information. So the key information is what are your annual and immediate needs of the Forex? How much USD rate you want right now? Then we have, you need to tell me what kind of business that you operate, what do you do, what services you provide. Now at Eximbank we do not eliminate people who provide services, we also cater for exporters who export services as well. It's not just tangible products, right? And then we have the annual sales. Now the annual sales is very, very important because that helps us determine if you qualify or not, right? So, and then we have the export-import info. Now the reason why we are asking you this information is to determine the reasonableness of the annual amount of billing and immediate need that you have requested, right? Everyone with me so far? Yeah? Right. And we also need to understand you and your business, right? Leslie, I need to understand your business. What do you do? Because that helps us do what you need to do. That helps us empower exporters.
I will refer you to Roger. I work for him.
Oh, you work for him? Okay. Well, Roger as well, we need to understand what are your operations. What do you do, right? So this is why we are asking for this kind of information, right? And it also helps us determine the reasonableness of the Forex requests that you have put in, right? So let's go to the next slide. Sorry. Right. My apologies for that. This is to grab your attention, right? My deliberate mistake was deliberate. Yes.
A question.
Sorry, we're gonna have a Q&A after. Right? So just hold on to that question. Don't let go of that question. Now we have section B. The reason why we are asking for the how much US you would have obtained from your commercial banks, so RBL, RBC, Scotia, is that the Forex facility is designed to supplement what you would have already received from the banks. Remember, the minister put this in place to assist exporters, to assist the manufacturers. We are not meant to replace RBL. We are not meant to replace Republic Bank. Sorry, RBC. So it helps us determine what are your needs and how best we can help you out to empower you to export. And we now would like to go to section C, where we have the details of the owners, directors, officers, and signing authority. Now, this information is, as Sheldon would have said, is necessary because we don't deal in cash. We deal in wire transfer processing. So it helps us to provide a safe, secure, efficient wire transferring process. So now we are going to get into a very interesting area whereby we are asking for certain information, right? Now, some of the information that we are asking for is for cash flow projections. We need your audited financial statements for the past 3 years. We need proof of confirmed export orders. We need a primary banker's reference letter. We need a copy of company's most recent and annual return. Now, the reason why we are asking all this information, it is again to determine the reasonableness of the annual amount that they requested. Now, you may have a question in your mind right now, why are we asking for financial statements for a trade? The reason behind it is that it's to help us determine the reasonableness of the amount that you're asking for. What your exporting needs, again, we are not meant to replace your primary bankers. We are meant to supplement what you have already received. So there's a methodology involved in process whereby we would do analysis, we would review, we would check all this information of what you have been sending us or would have sent us. It also would help us to understand again your operations, your industry, right? Everyone is different. Your business will be different than his, right? And some of the registration documents will help us to determine the validity and existence of operations, the nature of your business, and validity of the export itself. This is one of the parts that I was wishing to talk to you all about today. Now, one of the documents that we would require for, in addition to the repatriation letter, is a signed sealed note. Now, that signed sealed note is very, very, very important. Why? Because that is a snapshot of your transaction, and more importantly, the fees that we are charging. Now, they at Eximbank, there are no hidden charges. There are no hidden fees. You will know everything up front before you send money to us. Before you give me your TT, you will know everything up front. We are very transparent, and again, we are here to empower you to export. Alright? And so let me just close off with saying that the signed FATCOM agreement, the signed repatriation letter, right, and the provision of the 2 forms of valid photo identification, all of this is designed to help the process be smooth, efficient, safe, and secure. Remember, we are here to empower you, help you grow. If you help us grow, we will help you grow. And I would like to repeat, there are no hidden fees with Eximbank. We have had feedback already. Why are you charging me this for this transaction? This is just a sale. There's no security involved. This is why we are here this morning. To help you to understand why we need to provide clarity to you about the process. Because it is a process. It's a process that will take approximately 14 days, pending you have provided all the information. It could drop one, but I mean, everyone here should have these things at hand. Financials, projection depending time of the year, right? Registration documents. Now, what we have here are some of the documents that I was just talking about. What we require for new clients. Again, there are certain key documents here: certificate of incorporation, memorandum of association, articles of association. Right? Very important. Audited financial statements, cash flow projections. The list of bankers, very, very important. Client listing, who do you export to? Right? These are also some documents that we would not be asked for in course of business, but I don't want to divert too much, so I'm just going to skip this slide. Let me just talk to you a little bit about, now that we've gone through the application process, so let me just talk to you about why Eximbank. We provide a client-focused trade finance product portfolio. We provide financial certainty and protection for exporters entering new markets, right? One of the products that we offer to back this statement up is our export credit insurance facility. Right? Our products improve operational efficiency through effective working capital management. We provide financial resources for local exporters to compete in international markets. We create opportunities for local product or service expansion.